Hey guys, Joyful Gamer here, and today we are doing part 11 of What If Asta was the reincarnation of Link. And pretty much where we last left off was pretty much when Asta defeated Beto and also then was summoned by the Queen of the Zoras and also told about the history and the two legends of the Zoras, which pretty much the first legend of the Zoras was when, of course, from Ocarina of Time, when the princess at that time fell in love with the Hylian, which is the hero, and another princess of Zoras fell in love with the hero, which is Breath of the Wild, which was Asta's last reincarnation. And that's when they were told about the love story, the tragic love story of the hero and the Princess Zora. And the promise that they made for each other, that they'll fall in love again and also get married again in their next life and hopefully live a long, lasting life. And pretty much, hopefully, they get to see each other again in their next life. And pretty much the Queen of Zoras, and also the King, which was there, of course, just observing. And pretty much the Queen asked if she can see Noelle's sword because it looks something interested in Noelle's sword. With pretty much the Queen just looking at it, with Noelle I didn't say this in the last in that last part, but pretty much Noelle was thinking that if it can change form, she wishes it could, which it did, which Noelle was surprised, and then the Queen just looked at the trident, and then looked at Noelle, and told Noelle, "Welcome back, Princess Mifa." And pretty much, that's where we left off, and we're going to continue from there. So, pretty much after that whole thing happening with the trident, Noelle kind of got shocked and when the Queen says, like I said, it looks like the princess did reincarnate to see her lover again. With Noelle saying, "What? No, I can't be the reincarnation. No, I can't be that. I am too clumsy. I don't know how to control my magic. And I can't be that. There's no way. No. And while she's doing that, she's pretty much going down the stairs, pretty much downing herself, saying that she can't live up to that status of being the princess of the hero, pretty much being the wife of the hero, which now that she thinks about it, she's blushing red, which the Queen just kind of chuckles, saying, "Did you did something force you to grab this, or did you grab it of your own volition and grab the sword in your own volition?" With Noelle, we go to a bit of a flashback. When Noelle looks at the sword, and then she looks at the gem, wait, was it a sapphire? No, it's ruby, sorry. When she saw the ruby of the sword, she looks at it like something is telling her to grab it. And then she grabs the sword. When it was a bit heavier at first, but then when it turned smaller for her size so she can be able to carry it, it felt good. It felt comfortable to wield the sword. It even felt super light. She's able to use it quickly, which was interesting for her. Then we end the flashback with Noelle saying, "No, I just felt like I should have grabbed it. That's all. But there's no way that I'm." With the Queen saying, "This sword only chooses the one related to the hero. Only the ones that it can be passed down is the one that desires it to. But also, the sword knows when its true owner will return." With Noelle saying, "But how can I be the true owner? What if I'm not? What if I'm just someone that stumbled onto it by luck? With the queen saying, pretty much saying, I don't know. How can we prove it then? With the king saying, oh, I know. Maybe she can put on a bit of a show with, like how to fight with trident. And maybe switches with the sword, Do you understand me? With the queen saying, yes. A bit of sword play, if you might say. With the husband saying, yes, that's it. With the Noel saying, looking at the king saying, but why? What if I'm not? With the queen saying, I'm not the judge for this, nor is my husband, but only one. And pretty much goes to the eye and then looks behind her. With pretty much, Noel sees Asta, and then looks back in the trident, and then looks at her hand. And then Noel grabs it, saying, I'll try, but there's no promises that I'll be good at it. With the queen saying, that's fine, I would just like to see. With pretty much Noel going to the center, with Asta for some reason telling his senses are just saying to watch every movement of what Noel will do. And also the same thing for Zelda. And then one day, what am I saying? For some reason, when Noel started to do like little sword play with the sword and then switching with the trident, like it transforms into a trident and then goes back into a sword. It literally, like, the images of Mipha literally start like overlapping, not overlapping, but like it's like how do you say, it's like when you put the image next to the original person, the original image next to the one that's like copied or something. It's kind of like that, but it's kind of like him seeing the moves of what Noel is doing with the sword and trident, and he sees Mipha for some reason. And then when he starts seeing more and more of the glimpses of memories that Breath of the Wild Link had with his wife. And then Asta, for some reason, without Asta knowing, he subconsciously starts crying, which starts falling down from his eyes. Which Zelda notices it and tells Asta, saying, Asta, why are you crying? With Asta saying, what? With Zelda saying, you're crying. With Asta putting his hand on one of his eyes, saying that he is crying. He doesn't know why. And he says, why am I? And then he still looks at Noel, seeing every image of the fight of Mipha. And then when she finished, it's the same pose as Mipha when she finishes doing the battle, or like when finish a sparring session. It's like he's seeing a ghost. Pretty much Noel just starts breathing heavily and just kind of says, that's the best I can do, and that's all the moves I know and feel like I've known. I can't do anything else. Well, that's what she's thinking. Pretty much she just holds on to the trident. She sees Asta walking up to her. She thinks that she did a horrible job. She kind of closes her eye and kind of embraces, like, like, puts her guard up for, like, anything rude things he might say. But Asta instead hugs her and starts crying, saying, it's you. It really is you. With Noel saying, what? What do you mean? And pretty much Asta says, it's really you, Mipha. And when she heard the name Mipha, something happened. She got some of her memories, but she saw the memories of young Link and young Sidon, pretty much playing with wooden swords. and Link running around the whole palace and having fun with, of course, Mifa just, of course, getting a bit of annoyed because they're kids. With Noelle kind of putting her hand on her head, having like a headache, and then Noelle thinks, saying, "What was that? Those weren't my memories." With Asta saying, "Are you okay, Noelle? Are you okay?" With Noelle saying, "Yeah, just having a bit of a headache. Maybe I overdid it." With Asta saying, "It's fine. Maybe I can take you back to your hospital bed." With Noelle saying, "It's fine. You don't have to." With pretty much both of them blushing with each other. With Zelda saying this, and pretty much walks over to Noelle saying, "Congrats! You won my big brother's heart." With Noelle saying, "I don't think you should just mess around with that." With Asta saying, "Zelda," pretty much Asta embarrassed, and pretty much that's when Sorry, I am back. So where did we last left off? Ah, yes. Zelda is teasing both Asta and Noelle, which the queen goes walking up to Zelda, putting her hands on both of Zelda's shoulder. With Zelda's surprise, the queen saying, "Don't worry, you will be able to defeat Ganon. Promise me." The last princess also had the same problems on thinking that she couldn't do it, but in the end, she did. Even though the kingdom is destroyed, she was still able to defeat it, which it was better time than ever. So take your time, believe in yourself that you can do it, and you're able to defeat Ganondorf. With pretty much Zelda saying, "Thank you," and with both pretty much Zelda, Noelle, and Asta thank them for all that knowledge. With Zelda's okay, I'm back. With pretty much Noelle saying, "Thank you for lending me the trident or sword, whatever it's called." With pretty much the queen saying, "It's not mine to begin with. It's been yours the whole time." With Noelle saying, "I don't know if I'm actually the right owner, but thank you all the way anyway." With pretty much the queen and king bowing, saying, "May the goddess Hylia protect you, and also smile upon your future." With Noelle says, "Thank you." With pretty much Asta also thanks them. And pretty much Asta says, "Oh wait, I have a question. Do you have any type of information that I can use?" With the queen and king confusing, "What do you mean by information?" With pretty much the young new hero of time saying, "I need information about the Master Sword. I don't know a lot about it. I only know the moves of what the past heroes used, but, with pretty much the queen and king saying, "The only thing that we know about it is that when you first get the Master Sword, you haven't unlocked the full power of it. The only way you can get the full power is by going through a trial." With Asta saying, "What do you mean by a trial?" With the queen and king saying, "We don't know. It's one of the old texts that were left by the Zoras long ago. But only the new hero, the one with the sword, the only one chosen by the sword, may take the trial. And he can only do it on his own. No one can help him." With Asta taking the sword off its sheath, and then looking at it saying, So later on you're gonna have to do things on my own?" With the queen saying, yes, sadly, I'm sorry, but you don't know when. We don't know when, but know this, prepare yourself. And also because the demon Lord Ganon has appeared. With the queen saying, wait, what? He has appeared already? With Asta saying, yes, the sword told me. He's being summoned. He's not summoned now, but he will be summoned sometime later. She doesn't know when or where he will be summoned, but he is being summoned. With the queen and king shocked, saying, it's so soon already? With Asta saying, yes, I'm giving you a heads up to if the chaos happens. Let your citizens know to be prepared. Don't be on high alert, just be alerted. With the queen and king saying thank you for this valuable information, that they should be prepared for anything, because since the Veto actually attacked them, and thankfully their hero stopped it. With pretty much, Asta was about to leave, but then something caught his eye. Zelda, near the statue of Mipha. He sees Zelda, but something tells him to not get too close. Just observe from afar. So pretty much he just waits there. With Zelda, and we go to Zelda's perspective. With Zelda in the foot of Mipha's statue. She looks at the envelope. She's scared to open it to see what her parents were, what happened to them. She doesn't know what to do. She's scared. The only thing that she knows is that her parents didn't abandon her. They did it to protect her. That's what Sister Elizabeth said. But she didn't give out too much information. With only Sister Elizabeth giving Zelda this envelope and the insignia is unknown. The only thing that she knows about is that it's from her father. She's scared of what she might read. She might regret it. She doesn't know. And she starts overthinking it. And then she starts hearing footsteps, which kind of get her out of that trance of overthinking. And then she turns back and she sees the Queen of Zoras, with, of course, Zelda hides the envelope, with the Queen saying, What frightens you, child? You seem to be holding yourself back on something. Don't worry, you can trust me. I won't tell a single soul. With Zelda saying, oh, Queen Zora, I don't know how to explain this, but and Zora says, is it about your parents? With Zelda saying, how do you... With Zora saying, I don't know if you know this, but I think I met your parents one time. With Zelda saying, but really, how do they look like? With the Queen saying, first, I've been told that if anything happens to them, they would give you an envelope. One that was a bit rushed, and the other one that might have been written just in case if anything bad has happened to you and you have been taken away for safety. With Zelda saying, what is it? Please, you must tell me. With Queen Zora saying, do you still have the envelope? With Zelda taking out the envelope, which is unread, the Queen Zora says, if you want to know anything about your parents, she points at the envelope saying, this contains a lot of information about who you are and where your lineage is from. With pretty much her saying, you have to be brave. You may not know who they are or what their personality is, but they did this to protect you. They wanted you to have a better future. They only thought of their child. They wanted her to be safe. So, if you want to know so badly about your parents, why won't you open the envelope? With, of course, Zelda saying, I'm scared. I don't know what I might read from them, or why they had to abandon me. I understand it was for a good reason, but still, what was it for? With pretty much Asta hearing some of this, him knowing that she's been, and he thinks, Zelda's been going through this alone? Why hasn't she told me? She never met her parents, which is saddening, but she has a moment of doubt that she's scared from meeting who her parents were as people and how they reacted in situations. With, of course, Asta wanting to still go, but something tells him to just wait. With pretty much Zelda saying, thank you, Queen. Thank you, Ms. Queen Zora. I thank you for your words, and for your wise words. With the Queen saying, it's understandable why. You never met your parents. You're an orphan. But this tells you of who you are. Well, where you came from. Your beginnings. Some people sadly don't know where they came from, or their beginnings, or lineage. So you're lucky enough to know your lineage. You shouldn't pass that up. Learn from your lineage. Keep it alive. If you don't like it how it used to be, change it. Because right now, you have the power to change anything. With the Queen walking away and saying, I hope you find the answers that you desire. May your ancestor Hylia smile upon you. Sorry. With Zelda just seeing the Queen walking away, and then she looks at the envelope, just scared, and then she turns it back, saying, "To Zelda, from her father, from." And she doesn't know, and she's just thinking, should I open it? With pretty much the Queen just walking away, and then the Queen stops in the corner, saying, Have you heard our conversation?" With Asta saying, "Yes, I have, miss." With the Queen saying, "She's been going through something on her own. I wanted you to know this because she can't fail. Because every weight is upon both of you. Both of you are carrying such a heavy burden that you cannot fail. Because if you do, everything will fall down to chaos. Not just this land, but the whole world. So please, help her go through her personal demons. Don't rush it, but help her with it. Help her cope. Be there for her as her friend or brother. And you can tell this to people you trust, but you shouldn't, because it's her story to tell, not yours." With Asta just saying, "I understand. She can do that. Besides, she will be able to overcome this. She just needs time. It's difficult, but at least she will be able to know her lineage and where she began." Sorry. And that's when Zelda pretty much just starts walking forward, putting the envelope back into her small bag. Pretty much Asta saying, "So, are you done?" With pretty much Zelda saying, "Whoa, you were there the whole time? Did you hear anything?" With, of course, Asta playing dumb, saying, "Heard what? You just took a long time, so I just waited for you. You must have had a lot of pent-up aggression or anger or a lot of sadness. Are you okay?" With Zelda saying, "No, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm really okay. with Asta saying, "Okay, then let's get back to the group." Pretty much, this is when Asta and Zelda returns back to the whole the Black Bulls, and pretty much everyone sees both Zelda and Asta, which pretty much Naomi says, "You two took you took your damn time. What does she have to talk to you about?" With pretty much Asta saying, "It's about the history about my past reincarnation," which was completely embarrassing. With Yami just hearing embarrassing saying, "Ooh, tell me the details." With Asta saying, "No." Yami saying, "Ah, you brat. Such a party pooper." Pretty much, they all go with a bit of an awkward walk between both Noelle and Asta. With Zelda going up to Asta saying, pretty much whispering at him saying, "So, did you get feelings for her?" With Asta saying, what are you talking about? I have no such thing." Pretty much, Asta, says, I don't know what you're talking about. Besides, it's not what you think. She's a different person, and I'm also a different person. We're not like what we used to be." With Zelda saying, I think that's bull." With Elsa saying, "What do you mean?" With Zelda saying, "Well, pretty much. Something tells me that you haven't changed, but her, not so much at first." Pretty much, and she just says, "Besides, I wonder when you're gonna reincarnate your two children, the twins that you had." With Noelle kind of hearing this, she blushes red, with almost messing up the shield. With us saying, "Shut up! You're almost gonna kill us." With Zelda saying, "Okay, I'll be quiet. Jeez." And the reason why Noelle was able to hear all of this, she was just able to hear because she's close to them, which she was mostly focusing on the shield. But then when she heard reincarnating her two children, that's when she kind of lost a bit of focus. But she was able to regain, luckily, because they don't want to die yet. And that's when pretty much everyone went back to the beach, which pretty much kind of looked all hectic and stuff. And that's when pretty much Asta went summoned the motorcycle. And pretty much was thought maybe he was going to go alone because Noelle kind of thought this was embarrassing. But then she asked nervously if she take a ride. With Asta saying, pretty much just starting to say, "Yeah, sure, you can." With some of the Black Bulls noticing this, mostly Vanessa, and also, I forgot his name, damn it. Let me remember for a bit. Mostly both Vanessa and Finral noticed this, with pretty much no one else not bothering to notice besides Zelda already knows why they're acting like this. But they didn't think of it too much. And pretty much, that's when they that's when they were riding, with Noelle kind of breaking the silence, saying, "Asta?" With also saying, "Yeah." And he almost called her Mifa, and he said, "Noelle?" With Noelle asking, "Are you sure that I'm her reincarnation?" With Asta saying, "You may not know this, I don't think you know, but every type of fighting and pose that you took, that you were fighting in back there, you actually looked like her every time. And you kept the fighting stance. It was fierce yet majestic." With Noelle hearing this, she was kind of blushing even more. With Asta kind of noticing what he said, he was blushing a bit more too, but not completely red like Noelle. With pretty much Noelle saying, I thank you for the compliment. I pretty much doesn't know what to say. With Asta also not knowing what to say, we say, yeah, sure, no problem with the compliment. I think we're gonna have to train a bit more. With Noel saying, yeah, pretty much being it completely awkward ride for the rest of the ride, making pretty much both of them make it to the Black Bulls and as fast as they can go to their rooms. With pretty much Asta looking into the ceiling, saying, why do I feel this way towards Noel? Why? With pretty much Libe saying, you're in love, idiot. With pretty much Asta saying, what? With pretty much Libe saying, let me put it simply. You are a blind, dumb person. You are so dense. You don't even know that you are in love with her, you idiot. With Asta yelling at him saying, why do you call me blind? What did I do? I can still see. With pretty much Libe just internally screaming saying, this idiot! I want to punch him so much! Pretty much you know how it feels when someone says something so stupid that you want to knock them out. With Libe saying, you're not literally blind, you idiot. It's a figurative speech. With Asta saying, oh, for what? With Libe saying, do I have to repeat myself? Pretty much appearing out of sorts saying, it's simple. You fell in love. Pretty much yelling this out that others can, luckily not that everyone else can hear this, but Finral actually heard this. With Asta blushing even more, saying, in love? With who? And literally Libe says, simple. Who do you think you saw fighting there? With Asta saying, Noel. And pretty much Libe says, so, when did these feelings start happening? With Asta saying, after Noel started to show her fight. And then he started noticing, oh, crap. And that's when he thinks, saying, oh, God, I think I'm in love. Pretty much embarrassingly thinking, saying, God, am I really in love? I don't know. Maybe it's just feelings. Maybe it's just a crush. Who knows? Feelings change. With Libe, for the first time seeing this side of Asta, pretty much embarrass Asta, pretty much Libe says, it's not just a simple, puppy love or something. It's literally, you are madly in love with her. With Asta saying, what do you mean? I'm not in love with her. I respect her as a student. And with Libe saying, then why are you blushing every time I talk about her? Pretty much, Asta, knowing that he got caught in the corner, he kind of gives up saying, okay, I get it. I'm in love. But I don't want to love her just because of what the Queen said. I want to love her for who she is. And I want her to accept herself. I want her to be a good person. With Libe saying, it's understandable. But just to let you know, you're super blind enough that you didn't know that she has the same feelings for you. Asta looks at him saying, wait, what? Libe just saying, I'm out. With Asta saying, hold up. Saying, wait, hold up. You can't just leave me there while just saying that. With Libe just talking through the sword saying, well, I just did, so good night. Pretty much Asta saying, you complete son of a... And pretty much just screaming through the pillow. And then that's when pretty much Asta has been summoned to the kingdom by the Wizard King. Pretty much the Wizard King... Oh, wait. I think this is way too late. Did I actually say that the captain of the Purple Orcas got captured? Because I do not remember. But before you say anything else, yes. He didn't get captured yet. Because there was an attack happening. And pretty much, he thought that, and the Purple Orcas, actually, the captain of the Purple Orcas thought that he would actually escape. Then, when Asta Asta was being summoned by the Wizard King, because he actually found two people. He actually caught two people during the attack. And then pretty much, I forgot his assistant's name. I forgot it. So put in the comments if you guys remember it. So pretty much the assistant told the Wizard King to call upon Asta, if you may, because since their minds are pretty much have barrier magics, which he can't look in their minds. With pretty much Asta being called upon the magic, he actually decides to go to get his mind distracted a bit. With pretty much the Wizard King pretty much goes to Asta, and he sees Asta just there, kind of like out of it, just staring off into the distance, not looking at anything in particular, just looking up. With the Wizard King saying, Asta, are you okay? With Asta kind of jumping, saying, yes, sir, sorry, sir. I guess I was just daydreaming, that's all. With pretty much the Wizard King saying, oh, okay, may you please follow me? And pretty much Asta, and also Yami is there, don't worry, Yami is also there. Pretty much, Asta is pretty much, being told about the magic and how if he can like take the magic barrier from their minds off. With also saying, oh yeah, I can dispel the magic with my anti-magic sword. Pretty much the Wizard King's assistant says, really, that's incredible. That would be very useful on some occasions. Actually, I think it's extremely useful. Able to dispel any sort of magic, that's extremely overpowered. With also saying, well, it depends on the user, you know. Some things can be extremely useless if you don't use them right, but it can be extremely powerful if you're able to use them right, you know? With pretty much the assistant saying, I understand. Yes, that is very understandable. With pretty much taken to two of the Midnight Sun members, which are lackeys and stuff like that. And pretty much they said, you're never gonna get our secrets from us. Since we were able to hold out this far. Besides, what is that brat gonna do with it anyway? To us anyway? With the assistant saying, "Oh, it's simple. Asta, may you please?" With Asta taking out a sword, with the pretty much trying to be like intimidating, with the two members of the Midnight Sun saying, "Wait! You're gonna kill us or torture us?" With Asta saying, no, we're not, but I'm gonna do this. Pretty much just tapping their head, with them just not feeling anything else, saying, what? That didn't do anything. That's super weak. What do you think you were doing?